Hello everyone, this is Cipher, and today we're going to be playing Space Engineers. This is a game I've been playing since the beginning of my channel, and every so often I show up with a new item that I've made, and I wanted to go ahead and make a new large, whatever you want to call it. I mean, I understand what it is, I just don't know how to actually relay what it is. So let's go ahead and look at it. Let's see what this thing is. It is a Death Star. I want to make a Death Star in Space Engineers. But before we can actually even start it or even do any work on it, I have questions for you, and we also have to figure out how to get the size of the Death Star into Space Engineers. So we're calling this Death Star math. Alright, let's go ahead and start over here. So what I've found out is that the Death Star was between 120 and 160 kilometers. Is that how you... I don't know. I don't do the metric system, but we're doing it today. 160 kilometers diameter. And for those who don't know the metric system like myself, 1 kilometer equals 1,000 meters. And so that would mean that 160 kilometers would equal 160,000 meters. So why do we need to know that? Why am I even bringing up meters at all? It's because here in Space Engineers, they're engineer-like, and they do things like that. So let's go ahead and pull up a large ship block and a small ship block. There we go. We'll go to right there. Come across 4 times. There we go. So how this works is one of these small blocks equals 0.5 meters long from the face. So whatever face you're looking at, it is 0.5 meters. So for one of these big blocks, it takes 5 of these blocks to equal the length. Let me get that off. So taking that into account, 0.5 meters takes 5 blocks to make the length of that block. That would mean that it would be 2.5 meters is how long this block is, because 5 times 5 is 25. 0.5 times 5 is 2.5. Sorry, numbers. let's get out of that. Okay. All right. So then we have that a block equals 2.5 meters. So that means that a block is not 1 meter. It's 2.5 meters. So we have to convert 160,000 meters into Space Engineers blocks. So you take that 160,000 divided by 2.5, and you come up with roughly 64,000 would be the diameter in Space Engineers in blocks. 64,000 blocks would be required. And then the radius would be, of course, 32,000 blocks. That's an R, by the way. If you didn't notice or didn't know, that's my version of the R. So 32,000 blocks radius. For those of you who don't remember your circles in math, let's take this point here. This whole thing is the circle, and that line that goes from all the way over there to all the way over there, passing through the center, is the diameter. The radius is from the center out to there. So a diameter is half the distance of the diameter. I think I said all that correctly. Let me know in the comments below, because I know I'm probably messing up the math here somewhere. Anyway, that said, let's talk about how long it takes to walk and fly in this game. So it takes 1 minute to walk 100 blocks. It takes 1 minute to fly 1,000 blocks. So if you take that into consideration, it would take 640 minutes 640 minutes? 640 minutes to walk from one end to the other. That's actually coming down to the surface right here, maybe even having gravity, of course, and walking one. And it takes me a minute to walk 100 blocks. Flying, though, it takes me 1 minute to to move 1,000 blocks. So that means 64 minutes to move across the diameter. Wait a minute, no, that's not right. Is it? 64 times 1,000, that's 64,000. Yeah, 64 minutes to go from one end to the other, and that's just in a straight line. That's how long it'll take me to move. That also said, I have made a version of this. I accidentally deleted it. Couldn't replace it because it was so massive. But it was 10,000 blocks on each side. So 20,000 block diameter, 10,000 block radius, and it was pretty massive. It was so big at that point, at 10,000 blocks only on each side, that you could not see for over 5 minutes, maybe 6 minutes, before you could even start to even see a glimpse of this shape right here. It's absolutely crazy how massive that thing was. So if you take that's 10,000, add another 52,000 onto it, that's going to be the size of the Death Star. What that also means, it's going to be very, very hard, because I cannot see from here to there. So whenever I'm doing creating the arc, coming over to here, making the circle, it's going to be very, very hard for me to even know if I'm doing it right, where the bend should actually happen, and so on. It's going to be vicious. It's going to be hard to do. The good thing, though, is if I wanted to, let's go ahead and turn off in. If I needed to go ahead and copy this, so say this is the arc that I've built, I can actually come over here to each one of these. There we go. And we're going to go ahead and get red real quick, just so that we're doing this right. Take this. Let's go ahead and do it right here. Looking at this point, I'm going to go ahead and hit Control X. That removes it. And I'm going to move it up a little bit. And I'm going to do... put it there. Okay, it turned for a little bit for some reason. Add a block there. Add a block here, because those are the blocks that we removed. And then we can go ahead and put this away. Look at this block. Get on the side of it like this. Hit Control X again. Come over here with the rounded version, and we should be able to replace it. There we go. So it is possible to go ahead and manipulate how we have this set up. We can actually redo every side the exact same way, and then we'll at least have the circle working for us. So we'll be able to go from here to there, and then we'll be able to go from here to there, and so on. And that way we'll get a full circle. Then we have to start doing the trench that goes around the equator of it, and then we'll have to start building all the stuff inside of it. So it should be really, really fun. It's something that I definitely am ready to get into. And I think what I'll end up doing is I'll practice on something like this, 1/1000th of the size, see how the blocks work to make that circumference, then maybe do a 1/100th size, and then hopefully by that point we'll have an idea of how big we want the whole thing to do. Anyway, that is the plan. That is the thing I'm working on, and I've also tested in the larger version, the 10,000 radius version. I've tested that at one end of the Death Star to the very other end of the Death Star. You can get power from a reactor that's on the other end. I said that wrong, but either way. So we can prove that we can get power no matter if the block is actually rendered as far as what you can see in the game. It is still rendering that power source somehow. Because I know that it works to make things that are further away. The quality of it is not as good, but it still keeps up the appearance as far as the power still powers everything. Anyway, that is all I want to say about that. This is just something that I made that I want to go ahead and probably add into the Death Star somehow. It doesn't have to be exactly this. Reactors, or it could be lights, it could be anything you want it to be. It could be a radar system. That would have to be much bigger for a radar system because of the fact that the antenna itself is 2 blocks by what, like 10? I don't know how big that thing is. It's massive. But actually, can put it down here. Can we get to go? Nope, and nope. There we go. It's probably gonna, yeah, it got kicked off by the edge of that block there. But anyway, it's pretty big. Could probably do an array of antennas facing all towards the center, and that's rotating it so it's gathering all the information around it. Something like that. I don't know. This design was originally for making turrets, and anyway, it looks pretty cool. I've put some lights on it, do some disco. Anyway, guys, hopefully you enjoyed. If you have any questions, if you have any comments as far as me doing my math wrong, if I misspoke about anything, or you think that I should probably go for a smaller version of the Death Star, like a 1/10 scale, let me know what you guys think. I'm very interested because this is something I want to start immediately, and the sooner that I get feedback, the sooner I get started on it. Anyway, guys, hopefully you enjoyed. This is Cipher Deck. Peace out.